All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Curiosity Corner Live. Fun fact, literally the second I hit go live, a giant plane flew overhead. So hopefully that's a good sign. So let's see, we have Vera here. Lindsay's here. Oh, your dog Rosie is here. That's awesome. My dog is not here because I am not at home right now. I did not bring him with me. But it's super cool that Rosie is here. Hopefully your dog loves science just as much as we do. Let's see. Good morning, Anthony. But yeah, we're waiting just a few moments for a few more friends to come in and join us. But hopefully everyone is having a good day so far, enjoying the nice weather. It's supposed to rain a little bit later today, so get out and enjoy that sunshine while you can. All right, so I think that's enough time for people to join us. So hello, everyone. My name is Joy. Welcome to today's episode of Curiosity Corner Live. I am a guest engagement specialist at the Great Lakes Science Center, and I am actually coming to you live from the Great Lakes Science Center in my guest engagement office, hence the giant guest engagement letters hovering over my head. That's the wrong direction, but it's fine. Okay, so today we are going to explore pinhole cameras. Now, the really cool thing about photography is it's been around for a really, really, really long time. So nowadays, there's lots of different options of cameras that we can choose if we want to take photos. There's the big fancy photographer cameras that have like the twisty, shuttery things, and our chat moderator, Michelle, is probably cringing at every wrong thing I say about cameras right now. And there's also little digital cameras, and then a lot of people can just take out their phones and take a photo on their phones. But cameras used to be a whole lot bigger. They would have the really big stand, and you would have to lug them around, and then there was the thing you had to hold up, and then you had to like throw the blanket over your head. It was a whole big to-do. Now, cameras have been around since like the 1800s. That's when modern photography showed up. But cameras themselves are based on a concept called camera obscura. And camera obscura showed up much, much earlier. So the earliest that the term was documented was back in the 1600s, but the idea started earlier than that. Jury's still out on exactly when that came about. So camera obscura is basically a dark chamber that allows light to travel through. So originally it was used to study the sun, because you should never, ever, ever go outside and stare directly into the sun because it could really hurt your eyes. But that idea was applied to modern cameras as well as pinhole cameras, which is what we're going to make today. Now, in order to make our pinhole camera and our dark chamber with a pinhole that allows light to travel through, we need our actual camera base to make our dark chamber. Are you ready for this super high-tech camera equipment? You will need a box, a cardboard box. This is going to be the base of your camera. Now, a shoebox works really, really well for this, but you can experiment with all different types of cardboard boxes, different sizes. I would recommend not using a box that's bigger than you, because it would be really hard to carry around, but you could try it. So this is a shoebox, and if you notice, on every single seam, I've put some duct tape. So remember, camera obscura is a dark chamber, so we want to block off as much light as we can. So anywhere that light could get in, I have put a piece of duct tape. We're going to get to that square later. So that is blocking as much light as physically possible. Now, if we want to prevent light from coming in by blocking this off, how are we going to allow the light to pass through? By making a pinhole. So pick one of the short sides of your box, and then you can just grab a ruler and find the middle of that short side. So this is 11 inches long. So I'm going to make a little mark at 5.5. There we go. And it is about 5 inches tall. So I'm going to make a mark at 2.5. There we go. So I have a little X. And then have a grown-up to help you. But you can grab a pair of scissors and just poke a hole in the middle of that X. Make sure there's no like cardboard fibers in there. And you have a pinhole right there. So that is what is going to allow the light to get into that chamber. So you have your dark chamber. You have your little lens that's going to allow the light to come in, but you need a way to view the image. So on the other side of the other short side of your box, you're going to do the same thing. Find the middle, make a dot, don't make another pinhole. You're going to make a square. So this I already cut out. So this is a 2-inch by 2-inch square. So yeah, I just found the middle and then I went out 1 inch in every direction, cut it out. And if you look inside, it is very, very dark in there, which means I did a good job of blocking off all the light from coming in the seams. And you can kind of see the light coming through my pinhole at the back. So we need one more element. A lot of cameras use film. And what happens is the light interacts with the film and there's chemicals that change to show the image. So we're going to add something, sort of our version of film to this. And you're just going to use a little bit of wax paper. So this is a 3-inch by 3-inch square. It fits right over that box that I cut out. You're going to tape it on all 4 sides. And you have your little viewing window. So this is what you're going to use to view your image. Now, the cool thing about this type of pinhole camera is you can make something look upside down and backwards because of how the light is traveling. So what happens is the light, I have a flashlight here so I can show you, comes in through the pinhole, goes through the chamber, and then you can see the image on that piece of film. But because of the angles that the light's traveling, it flips. So in order to use this, you're going to want to find a room, preferably one with a lamp in it. Make it as dark as you can, so turn off all the lights except the lamp. If you want, you can get a blanket, throw it over you. Make sure that you leave your pinhole open so that way the light can get in. Then you're going to hold it. I'm going to back up a little bit. You're going to get at least 5 feet away from your lamp, which should be still on. Hold your pinhole camera straight out in front of you and point it at the lamp. And then if you look in your little viewing area, you should see an image of your lamp projected, and it should be upside down and backwards. Now, I tried making it show up on the webcam. I failed miserably, but Scout's honor, it does work. I have a lamp in my living room. So there's a table, there's a lamp, and there's a stack of books right there. I tried it, and my lamp was here, but my stack of books was up here. And last time I checked, books don't levitate. So I was able to make my image flip around and turn backwards. So that is pretty darn cool. Now, I am not super photographically savvy. I know there's a way to load this up with photo paper and then develop photos at home. So if you know how to do that, try it. It would be super cool to see if you can make an upside down backwards image. So that's one type of pinhole camera that you can look at something inside. But remember, the idea of the pinhole camera came about in order to look at the sun. And you can still do that with a homemade pinhole camera, just a different kind. So this kind of pinhole camera needs a piece of cardstock. You can try it with regular paper. It's just not as strong, so it won't hold up as well. Cardstock is just much thicker and sturdier. So you're going to take your cardstock and fold it in half, hamburger style, so it's like this. And then, once again, have a grown-up help you. But you're going to cut a little square out of the middle. Because there we go. So we have a nice little square. And then you're going to add a little piece of foil right over the top of that square. Tape it down on all 4 sides. Of course, the struggle of life is getting the tape roll started. There we go. Got that nice and taped and secure. And then you have the beginnings of your pinhole camera, but we still need our pinhole. Now this, you can use basically anything that can poke holes. You can use scissors, you can try a thumbtack or a paper clip. I just happen to have a piece of craft wire. So I'm just going to poke the hole really carefully in the middle of my foil. And you have a quick and easy pinhole camera so you can look at the sun. Now, do not go outside and hold this up at the sun and stare straight up. That will hurt your eyes. But if you go outside, bring another piece of paper with you, put it on the ground, then hold this cardstock camera out in front of you. You can experiment with how close you need to hold it to the paper on the ground, how far away. Now, if the sun is overhead, the sunlight should go through the pinhole and you should be able to see the sun, or at least some of the sunlight, on your paper on the ground. So you can look at the sun and see what it's doing without actually staring up at the sun and hurting your eyes. And actually, when we had that big eclipse a few years ago, a lot of people were making these special pinhole cameras so they could track the movement of the eclipse without, staring up at the sun and getting hurt. So that's two different options that we just made with household materials of pinhole cameras that we can flip images around or study the sun. And that brings me to your challenge for today. Oh, Anthony, you use this for the solar eclipse. Fantastic. See, it works. So your challenge for today is to make your own pinhole camera. So you can make the cardboard box one that I showed you that flips images upside down and backwards, or you can make the sun viewer and test it out, or better yet, try both. And the cool thing about designing your own pinhole camera is you can design it to look like whatever you want. If you're feeling particularly creative and want to see if you can make this look like a real camera, go for it. You can try whatever you want. And if you want, put multiple pinholes in the sun viewer. See if that impacts your image. And actually, Morley Q says if leaves and trees ended up being natural pinhole cameras during the eclipse too. So see if you can study some leaves. See if you find ones that might work as a pinhole camera. But whatever you decide to design with your pinhole cameras, we want to see what you create. So share your ideas with us. Take photos of your pinhole cameras. Share them with us on social media. Use our hashtag StayCuriousCLE. And then make sure you come back right here to Curiosity Corner Live at 3 o'clock. I have one more quick and easy little camera that you can make using another unconventional material. So that is going to be fun. And I'm also going to give you a sneak peek at our next episode. So get creating, have fun, and until next time, stay curious.